Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for more Victoria 2. I'm your host, Calvin. Alright, so we've got to fall back. I don't like it, but we have to fall back. The Russians are coming in force. Quite force. And, you know, I'm looking around here. Mountain farmland, not terrible. Mountains, not terrible. Okay. We're just going to fall back for the time being. Okay, let's get this time started. Humiliate costs Bali on India? No, I really don't need one of those. Well, we have people coming back here. I'm afraid we're just going to give up on Azerbaijan. With the hope that, we actually do lose it. I'm thinking that, that'll close the, gap here. If Azerbaijan were forced to surrender. It's not a terrible idea. Unfortunately, we still have to deal with the French, but the French are a very modern army. So, I think we can finish before December. Does not look like it. Maybe something in Navy. November 5th. I don't know. Power projection, let's go with it. Sure. Alright, they're going to try and crack us here, which is a very poor idea on their part. No matter how much they outnumber me by here, they will lose. Jeez. Yeah, the Russians are out in force, which is no surprise. Let's get them there. Okay. We're gonna go full negative tariff here. There. I mean, these are just lots of Ukrainians that we can slaughter, so... yeah, let's keep relations nice and good here. Alright, now we need to wait for 2070. Now, there will be a period into 2070 where we will actually have a pretty significant advantage over our enemies. It'll be mid-2070 to early 2071 region. And it could extend for quite a while, depending on who we're fighting against. Because the AI will not likely prioritize getting the super early military research. In this case, full spectrum dominance doctrine, 5th generation warfare, also next generation bombers. All very important stuff to have. This is pretty irrelevant. This would be kind of nice. But either way, it will give us a pretty significant advantage. Alright. I'm trying to hold them off here. I just don't want them crossing over into my border. And if they do, well, I'll still be able to hold them at bay for a while. How's the war actually going? Very poorly, apparently. Although I question that. I'm trying to figure out why. Well, we have a lot of things that need to be dealt with. Send them to our neighbors and all that. Hey, what? Okay. 868, 845, 875. Come on. A lot of casualties to deal ya. Good news is, Azerbaijan's almost taken out. It looks like a lot of their forces are on the retreat. Good. They're heading over to fight the Chinese. That's what I was hoping to do by falling back. Although I was also expecting them to close off the Azerbaijan corridor. Because as it turns out, I've got enough to fight over here anyway, and I really don't need the Russians bearing down on me. Okay, so I'm just going to have to assume that the Russians are taken care of for the time being. You go. Do I send 1,000,000 conscripts at them? Probably not yet. Because the corridor's still open. But we'll go get some forces and help Pakistan. Stuff we can definitely spare. Let's get you guys there ASAP. New guys. Arriving all the time. Alright. Hell no. I mean, hell, we might be able to get enough of a fully functional army to fight the French. And Pakistan's got the right idea. Okay, the conscripts are on their way. Also 65 Frenchmen. Concerning, but their numbers aren't large enough for me to really give a shit about. Ah, there we go. Plus 13 war score. You see, these wars in this era at this point are just sort of decided by battles as opposed to anything else. So. Okay. Occupation matters very little. Would be nice if we weren't mysteriously getting slaughtered here, because our artillery's on the front line. The hell's going on? Reorganize, reorganize. I guess that's the problem with having tanks go first. Tanks should not be on the front line, just saying. Okay, we need to figure this out now. You guys head out first. Then go do battle with them. You guys, you gathered up. Good. Okay, so we got 15 and 8, not bad. A decent enough army, I suppose. 16 and 9. 17, 10. We're short on tanks. I know I have a lot in production, so it should be okay. Just keep getting reinforcements to everyone. Alright. And we need more of those, like, 1,000 roll casualties and stuff. Anything else coming? Nope. Okay. There. Almost larger than them. There's no way you're going to lose that, yeah? Nothing's going down here. I think we're losing, but that's fine. Losing those battles is irrelevant. Right now, what we're trying to do is actually kill all of these Ukrainians. Because if we destroy an army, then it's gone for good. Whereas, you know, we can always pull back troops to regenerate. If an army is wiped, it's gone. A lot of these guys are just conscripts, you see. And, you know, you don't get those back. You can't retrain the conscripts. You have to remobilize, and the AI doesn't know how to remobilize. Yeah, so good news is my policy of negative tariffing seems to have worked out really well in my favor. And I'm no longer losing. No longer losing great power status. Just gotta make sure my factories get every goddamn thing they need. Produce as much as possible. Alright, we'll advance on the Russians there, I guess. Man, we're negative 38, apparently. I'd like to have some questions about this. Like, where is all this fucking power going? Probably we're losing, like, pretty significant battles like that one. That's the actual problem of things. Should really try and get these guys joined together at some point, but Alright. The wise thing to do would be go reinforce the Pakistanis. Yeah, we'll do that after that occupation. Okay. Good, so they're almost dead. Well, somebody pieced out. Probably for the best. Mosul. Good. Oh, the army exploded. Excellent. All the better. Gather yourselves together. Alright, so 17 to 10. Okay, that's all the RPG units you need. And just gonna need tanks now. Okay. Good news is we're about to get the first tech. So now we start having a fairly sizable advantage over everyone. Which is why I'm going to try and gather up my forces and prepare to... Oh, hey, China. Well, looks like Pakistan, or... No. Kazakhstan's walked away. Good. The battles are -40, but I think it's in our favor. Like, the reality of it is Russia's military strength, in air quotes, isn't really military strength. It's, I have a lot of aircraft carriers, be afraid of me. Which, let's face it, we're not afraid of a bunch of aircraft carriers. Alright, good. The Ukrainian forces have been more or less crushed. Unfortunately, our armies, in doing that, took a lot of morale and general damage. Likely need some time to recover. And you know, pretty much any tank we can get for them at this point is great. I mean, Pakistan's been doing a great job of just holding the French at bay. Threshing accident. Yeah, sure. Forced through a damn reform. I'm okay with this. And on top of that, we can get free education. There we are. Good. Everyone should just now be really happy. Boom. That's it. Disappointing. Ah well. With, you know, trinket pensions are good. Help people not starve. Alright, so up to 15. Oh, any more tanks we can get a hold of? No, those are RPG units. Could tell because they're coming from like within my area. Alright. You guys are just gonna go reinforce that. These guys are still reorganizing, unfortunately. Like, I don't want to send them in underformed. I want to get them as reorganized as possible before we fight the French off. Right now, the brunt of the Soviets are tied up with the Chinese and are slowly dying. So, we're getting somewhere. The problem is, the Russians still have a lot of other dudes. This is a mess. I'm not even certain what the hell's going on up here. Yeah, fighting this off is going to be a complete and total mess. We have to try and get ourselves ready to fight the French off, though. I mean, that is the first step. And we are kind of bleeding cash. We can keep doing this for 400 more days. So we got at least a year more we can technically fight in this war. I don't think this war will last more than a year, though. Like, it'll either go to nuclear peace, which, considering how much China's occupying at this point, is becoming risk. Nuclear peace is definitely a possibility. I don't think Russia will go nuclear peace. Probably not. Yeah, no. I don't think Russia will go nuclear peace, because they're winning. Allegedly. that might go in our favor then. However long it takes to, you know, get things stabilized around here, I guess. The French probably have no interest in pulling out. Unfortunate, but we'll do our best. Anyway, that's going to do it for today, folks. So, thank you everybody for watching. Tune in next time for maybe the day that we actually, you know, give Kazakhstan their land back. After they sat fighting against us for God knows how long. Just to prevent us from giving them land. Those jerks. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been your lovely host, Gilvin, signing off.